Hello and welcome to the final 9 of the 2023 PDGA Champions Cup presented by Bushnell, our first major of the year. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two huggies.
Honk. Always happy to call the shots here for you guys. We hope you continue tolerating us.
Yeah, it's been a long 4 days at WR Jackson. We do love it here in the woods, but it is brutal. We got 9 more holes of the final round of our first major of the year. Get excited.
We are watching Kristin Tattar really cruise to an easy victory. She picked up a couple birdies at the end. Scoggins, her first bogey-free round of the year was last round. She's looking for a second. She's 2 down through 9. She had 4 bogey-free rounds last year. Holyn Handley having a little bit of trouble finding a birdie at the end. She's sitting in 5th right now. Katrina Allen overtaking her.
Haley King playing super solid, just a little bit off a couple of different places, but I think we'll see her score. The front 9 played tough.
Hole 10 is just an unbirdieable, impossible par 4. It's 606 feet. You're trying to curve around the corner and set yourself up. There is a pretty technical line here, but this one tree in the middle is kind of in the way. You're kind of just throwing and hoping just a little bit to get through on your second shot. It has played as a very difficult hole. If you didn't watch previous rounds, Madison and I fought about whether it's birdieable or not.
It's definitely birdieable. It's the 8th most difficult hole of the day, 16% of the field getting birdies today, but it has played as one of the more difficult holes in the last 3 rounds. And I think that's largely due in part to this tee shot being so technical.
Owen with a beautiful flex shot. She does catch a tree, but still lands nicely.
There's also kind of a lack of footing at the top of this hill where you have to land.
That's true. Wow, look at this pretty flex line.
I think Kristin makes it over all of the roots that you're worried about, though.
Yeah.
Into the flat.
That was a rive. It really flipped up nicely.
Once you get off the fairway on this hole, it becomes extremely difficult to recover. Birdie instantly goes out of the equation. There's not a lot of scramble birdies that will happen here, but these ladies are not worried about that at all. They are dead center in the landing zone.
Yeah, Holyn looking like she's disking down to a mid-range there. She's a little left side, but in a good spot. Haley going big. Oh, catching the last tree. But still okay.
Still in the middle.
About 300 feet away or so.
Oh, man, I love that shot.
Right shape, just a little high and left.
It just looks so athletic. She almost like jumps into it.
Yeah. Owen with another destroyer flex. Let's go.
Yeah, getting through everything.
Holyn turns this one over, doesn't like it out of her hand. Drops into a decent spot. Kristin with one of the best drives we've seen all weekend. Kind of a forehand hyzer route. She pushes straight instead of hyzering, and it works out great.
Yep. Had to get through those first 2 big trees, but makes it through into almost the circle.
Yeah.
Right on the circle's edge.
Haley at about 170 feet going forehand. And we'll have 25 feet or so, maybe obstructed for her par.
Holyn right on the edge of the fairway, which sometimes can be the most brutal place, but chips up to the green with no problem into the bullseye.
Great touch on those little chip sidearms. So much jealousy. Holyn does some really great pro tips on her Instagram if you haven't checked that out.
Yeah,
Has to teach us how she does all the cool things she does.
Yeah, I've gone to so many clinics over the years of my peers. I swear I feel like I've heard it all, and I still learn new stuff from her Instagram, so go check it out. Owen's birdie putt sails right side. She'll have a bit of work to do for the par.
Kristin unable to convert her birdie as well, just going to be a tap in. Haley with a solid par after the second shot. Owen keeps the bogey-free streak alive.
There were 7 birdies on the day and 7 people that got to circle 1 in regulation. the highest we've seen on this hole, 10.
Another bunch of pars. Oh, now 2 strokes, though, ahead of Haley.
And Katrina solidifying by 2 strokes that 4th place spot. Hole 11 at 342 feet. This is kind of a doozy of a distance hole, but on a turnover line. That's what makes it so difficult. You have to push that tree line on the left-hand side, either with a distance sidearm or a big turnover. I like the turnover play because you get that little finish to the left, ideally, if you don't dump something over too early. This is another one of the shortened holes on the course. They did a great job keeping it very challenging.
Almost surprising me with her backhand choice, actually.
Me too.
But it works out great.
Maybe just not quite enough room to flex.
Yeah, well, looks like she knows what she's doing. Her and Jessica Weiss are the ones that are like, which one are they doing? Forehand, backhand, you never quite know. Kristin with a grace, looking really good.
Yep, giving it lots of height so it has time to get all the way to almost inside the circle.
Holyn also lining up the forehand.
God,
also looks so good.
That's such ultimate form, and
Yeah.
I love it.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
That like low lunge.
Yes, and look at that, a bullseye hit for Holyn. 342 feet all the way. That is crazy.
Like hyzered all the way too.
Haley, after struggling a bit with grip locking, with a really nice forehand shot to the green.
Yeah, great correction. We've seen her be kind of early left the other 3 rounds. She gets her Star Destroyer to 14 feet. Own with a long look for her birdie. About 60 feet almost.
Oof. Almost sinks it into the bottom left corner. Catches some nubs. She'll have a tap in for par.
Kristin from nearly 50. Little low right. Oh, Haley.
That's such a bummer.
Holyn, the only one on our lead card with the birdie.
Only 2 people parked the hole today. 22% got to circle 1 in regulation. 18% with birdies.
Does it say who parked it, or is that putting you on the spot?
That's
not
impossible
how it works.
to look up.
Just
it's not impossible.
click every
just,
player
It would
and
take
then
a
tell
lot.
me.
Yeah, it would take a lot of time.
Everyone, I will be commentating solo until we know the answer.
Hole 13, I'll let everyone know about hole 11. Oh, Haley with the reaction. Slow-mo.
Oh, man. kind of brutal.
Jomez be dogging on people.
I feel like we started it.
We did.
We love ragging on Haley. She's so good. Hole 12 is a true par 5, 861 feet. You can take the right gap, or the drone is flying through the left gap. We've said all weekend this stump is a great marker for a fantastic shot. Left side gap is doable, leaves kind of a straight third shot. This big hyzer line is very open. I changed my mind and I've been taking this route. It's easier.
She came to the dark side.
Yeah, it's much more open.
It is. It's much easier. But the thing is, this tee shot, if it's pinched at all, it makes it very hard and really heightens your level of making a mistake trying to get over to that right side. So it's super important to land left on the drive.
Unlike our tweener par 5, you're not going to see eagle looks on this one. And birdies
not very often,
but it's not easy. Holyn catching the branches of that final tree and dropping a little shorter than you want, but she throws far enough that she could still birdie potentially.
Oh, and working that right side, getting through those center fairway trees, trickling into the edge, but that's fine. She'll be able to pitch something out into the gap.
Yeah. Kristin has laced this shot every day. She's going St. Pro. Gosh, I just set her up for it.
That's okay, though. Not a bad place to land. She will also be able to work her way up that right side if she wants.
Do you think if I say Haley can't do this, she will do it?
Yes.
She can't.
You won't.
Oh. Now I feel worse. Pretty bad kick into the center.
Thankfully, she is very good at scrambling. We'll see what she has to work with there. And now I just don't know if she's going to go left side or right side.
Yeah. If you're going birdie, I think part of the reason I take the left side sometimes is if you don't land as far as you want.
See, like Kristin's surprising me here.
Well, I mean, if you land short, it's way easier to get to the mouth of the left gap, and then you can still make it for birdie.
It's tough even if you're on one side or the other. Holyn choosing the left side as well. I'm surprised. I watched one person choose it today, or actually 2 people choose it today, and they both got bogeys because just trickling barely off the edge and having to do like a step out sidearm and it kind of spiraling.
They're all doing it.
I know.
Oh, yeah. Is Haley doing it, or is that the right side?
I think that's the right side.
Yeah.
Camera angle made it look a little funny.
Oh, and stepping out to that kind of left side faux fairway. Faux way?
That's a good looking shot. Just to the opening of the gap. She still has 300 feet to the pin. Maybe a little more.
Left side, baby. I'm going to go back. Next year, I'm going back to left.
Oh, and still trying to find some room to throw a big flex shot.
She finds it, mostly.
Kristin in the center patch of trees with room to step out and a gap up the middle. What?
Sweet.
That was awesome.
So much power on the standstill.
And
it wasn't
gives
even
her
like
a
the
putt
stance that you want. She was like totally squared up. You know what I mean? Like,
is that a putt for birdie too?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a straddle sidearm. Is that a thing? And Haley with a really great third shot also.
Holyn has a little bit more work to do.
Yeah, because the right side sucks. She throws a Anheuser forehand. Whoa, where is she?
She's on the left.
She's on the left side.
Yep.
Left side. And it's going really well for her. She has a putt to save par.
This is the most scrambling I think we've seen the lead card do all at one time ever.
That's true.
This hole 5 always does play pretty difficult. It was the 5th most difficult hole of the day today. It's usually in the top 3.
Own gripping it and ripping it, getting out. Holyn with a long look for her par. Looks so good out of her hand.
Yeah, dead center.
Haley about 35 for birdie.
Another right side miss, but it checks up just behind. Kristin gonna have to settle for par as well. Okay, so y'all saw all the things that can go wrong on this hole, how difficult it can be. Only 16% of the field getting to circle 1 in regulation, 38 getting to circle 2. But there was an eagle today.
Wow.
Yes. Paige Shoe. And apparently it was right around the circle's edge putt. It wasn't even a long putt.
Gosh, I would love to know
Unbelievable.
the routes that she took.
Right?
You'd have to get to like the left gap on your drive and then pipe something.
I think she went mouth of the left gap off the tee, all the way past the stump, and then left gapped all the way to the basket.
That is so cool, Paige.
Right. I think it was the same disc both times too. I don't remember what disc it is. I wish I did, but yes, what a boss. Paige Shoe, world champ, eagle, hole 12. Lead card, struggling just a bit with hole 5, but nothing worse than a bogey. Hole 14, 351 feet, and another turnover shot. Another one of our shorter pin positions on WR Jackson. This one is, in my opinion, the most difficult of the new holes. You have to push that tree line on the left side very deep. I throw a turnover backhand, but we'll see a lot of sidearms on this lead card. It's definitely the safer play. Erroring left is better than erroring right.
Here on hole 13. Own with a just such a good shot. She's so dialed with that red destroyer. Kristin with a grace, looking really good as well.
I mean, she's...
Oh, what a dumb little bounce.
Yeah, she's thrown such a perfect line on this every single day.
That should have skipped right up.
Holyn opting for the backhand. I'm shocked.
Well, when you have it all, you know?
Yeah,
Gosh, that's so pretty. And I think the backhand for her, she can probably throw like a mid-range or slower speed disc. That might have been a fairway.
That was going to go so far past the basket.
A lot of women are throwing, you know, full speed drivers, which are harder to control.
Haley choosing the sidearm as well.
Wow.
Yeah, making it look easy.
Get it, ladies. You don't see a lot of star frame opportunities out here. Kristin up first, about 38 feet.
There were a lot of circle 2 putts, 50% of the field getting to circle 2 in regulation, only 20 getting to circle 1.
Haley not connecting on her putt either. Holyn bouncing back from her bogey.
There we go.
She was going to go so far past the basket.
Yeah.
Like, hit the building.
Yes. Owen and Holyn both getting birdies on hole 13.
Owen to go to 3 down, still bogey free.
Kristin and Haley settling for pars.
Honk.
A goose lurking in the woods.
Owen with 3 strokes over Haley. Holyn in 6th. Cat Merch, 2 down, jumping up. Hole 14 is a par 4, 579 feet. You're going up the right side here. We've seen our lead card ladies get all the way to this grassy area, which is just a crazy distance. Then there is a tiny little inside gap there you see to the right. Most women going to take the left side with a big sidearm or turnover shot. Another hole where it's so hard to get into the circle, though we've seen such great distance off the drives that the second shot is looking pretty routine.
Yeah, in years past, this hole was just straight up not ever birdied. There would maybe be one for the whole tournament. This year, it just seeming like a cakewalk to get up there and have a chip shot to the green.
Just the quick and vast improvements in the FPO field in the last few years. So far.
So far. I was talking to Macy Veladiaz on the warm-up green this morning, and we're thinking that people are going to start pushing to be competitive with Kristin, 12 strokes above everybody. And just, can you imagine what the FPO field's going to look like even in just a couple years? I think it's going to be incredible. Everyone that's watching right now, you guys are early to the game.
Yeah.
You're in the VIP club.
And you just got me thinking about how hard it's going to be to beat all of them if they keep getting this good.
Yep.
Man, look at how far all 3 of those are. Where Owen landed is more your typical landing zone. And how far past her are they? 60 feet?
Mm-hmm. Yep, Owen going a full distance driver run up here on her second shot. And it's metered very perfectly. Doesn't quite get the ground play at the end, catches one tree, but what a great shot.
Yeah, it's tough to do much better than that from there, but these ladies just kind of have these simple, much shorter shots. Maybe not simple, but easier anyway.
It's, still a super technical shot and a little chancy. You have to get through all the branches. Kristin does just that.
I think that's the first time we've seen her get through that inside gap.
Yeah, but it's very tight and a very awkward angle. Everyone seems to be opting for that inside gap. Holyn puts too much turn on it and knocks down to the left. She'll be able to jump putt something, though, inside
It looked like she barely threw that. It came ripping out of her hand.
Yeah, she really cocks her wrist back and uses a lot of wrist snap to get her sidearms to go that far. That's one thing that she has mastered that a lot of people have not quite figured out. It can get a little wild. Ooh, I didn't realize how rough it was in there.
There's a little bit of room on the right. Not that I would know or anything. Good pitch up from Holyn.
Yeah, par does not feel too bad here. This is a bonus birdie in my book.
Bring it up. Oh, that looks so good.
That did look so good. Right on line. Oh, giving her birdie a bid. Only 4 people getting to circle 1 in regulation and only 5 birdies on the day. Haley coming up just a bit short after a very aggressive run for birdie. Owen making a great comeback putt.
Yeah, she played that hole well, even though she didn't quite convert for the birdie.
I wish I could have a stat for Owen's comeback putting ability. I feel like she makes everyone. Like, yeah, that is her strength.
And Paige Pierce are the 2 best.
Yeah, it's definitely sets the tone for the round, and I think it's why we see her make so few bogeys, because even if she sails one by the basket, she's going to make the comeback putt.
Yeah, they both are able to aggressively put a lot of spin on the disc, where a lot of us might try to float something in and stay close if we miss.
Mm-hmm. Haley dropping down into a tie for 4th with Kat Murch, who is under par. Hole 15, 543 feet. This one is also on everyone's list of holes to get, but this tee shot is very difficult. You have to throw kind of a turnover, but you do not want it to finish right. It needs to have more of a left finish in order for you to have a high percentage shot to the green. The way the drone's flying is a route that is there, but it's not necessarily the one that you want. There's a lot of gaps you can find, but being left and being able to throw a sidearm or a turnover into the green, I think is a lot easier for giving yourself a putt on that very downhill, skippy green.
Kristin sticking with her St. Pro play early, but gets lucky and is in just the best spot you could be in.
Yeah, that was very fortunate. It's very tough to get through that middle patch of trees. Owen throwing the turnover shot, turning it a little too early and kicks way left.
Like a flippier destroyer than that red one she throws.
Let's see if Holyn can find the middle ground. Doesn't quite get the turn on it as well, but she also makes it through.
Come on, both of them?
Yeah, that does not happen very often.
That's literally the worst mistake you can make, is going right at those trees. Mm-hmm. I'm not mad.
Yeah, it can be absolutely brutal too. Even where Owen erred to the right side can be rough. Getting that kick to the left can put you in some weird places. Haley hits the gap, but turns it over too much, and that right side can be brutal. It's almost an instant par from there.
She makes great progress up the fairway.
It almost doesn't
see what
matter.
She has, yeah. Oh, not really able to make too much forward progress there. She might be able to see the pin from here.
No, she's still going uphill. There's no way.
So? Yeah, there's no way. You're right. You have to get to the top of the hill. This looks pretty good, though.
Wow. Yeah, that was such a great recovery shot. Oh, and then the creek.
In.
Yeah, the creek eats it.
Slow roll. Holyn from a knee, throwing her second shot. A little more turn than you'd like.
Yeah, just kind of chopping down the left side.
She might be somewhere around circle 2, though.
Mm-hmm.
Woof.
Yeah.
What?
No way. Oh, man.
Cool shot, though.
Yeah, that was looking great. It's almost maybe better to be in the woods than right on the edge. I'm telling you, there is nothing right there. Even if you crest the hill. Kristin in a great spot somehow.
Yeah, somehow. Probably going to park this. Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh, come on.
That never happens. You don't ever
Literally,
just grab like that.
Neither of those things that just happened ever happens. Great birdie.
That is so crazy to watch. Did it hit a rock or something?
It like on the edge. Yeah.
This is one of the fastest greens on the course, and
the
it just
planet.
stopped. The magnet.
the magnet.
The magnet.
Holyn laying up her third. Haley long look for par save. My mind is still blown.
Yeah, that really did just blow me out of the water. Speaking of out of the water.
Maybe in the water.
Yeah.
I guess it's dried up.
Ooh, man, such a good bid.
Especially with a branch tickling the back of her head.
Holyn with a great par save. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nice.
Birdie hole 15. 5 other people did it too, so it's not that big of a deal.
Own her par streak or bogey free streak coming to an end. Fist bump game is strong though.
But still holding on to that second place spot just by 1 stroke now, as Katrina Allen is 2 under.
So is Cat Merch. Hole 16 is a technical uphill shot, 297 feet. Our first artificial OB of the round. You can see the stake line right that bubbles out to a peninsula, then wraps all the way back around the basket. Turnover. We've seen a lot of these ladies throw mid-range turnover backhands. I don't think we've seen any forehands, but that probably means we're going to see one.
It's definitely a weird line for a sidearm, because if you get a big skip, you can find that out of bounds short or right.
Kristin with the claymore. She's going to get most of the way there, but the way to really attack the hole is to go inside of that big tree you can see framed up in the center of the fairway.
It's such a sketchy line, though, because if you do catch that tree, you instantly kick right out of bounds. Holyn, though,
So
missing
good.
it. Yeah, this is excellent. She will be left, though, with a death putt. There is out of bounds behind the basket, 25 feet, and a very steep drop-off.
Is that flippy yellow destroyer? It's got to be.
That's so
It is.
good.
It is.
So good.
The only person you're going to see reaching for a destroyer on a hole like this.
It's very true.
She just really owns her game.
Oh, my God.
Haley King also with a great shot.
Kristin just laying up here, and that's the smart play.
Tester time.
Yep.
Test those nerves.
She's lining it up.
Give it to her.
Yes! That's a good one to get.
Love the little jump. Boop.
Yes.
So clean.
Dead center. Slightly uphill. That's a tough one. Got a baby
Fuchsia
Haley.
Pants Haley.
Yeah, Fuchsia Pants Haley. Own from Circle's Edge.
Own missing more putts than we're used to seeing. I mean, she's still having a solid round.
Mm-hmm.
But usually she lands a few of the bigger ones.
Holyn lining it up as well. Pushing.
Layup.
60% of the field got to circle 2 and only 20 to circle 1. That's a big difference. This hole is very hard to access.
What do you think? Does Kristin Tattar have it in the bag?
Anything can happen on hole 17.
Yeah, that is true. They say that.
Yeah.
Great birdie there from Haley. Kristin likes it.
Some more fist bump action from our lead card. They really are getting better and better at it. Katrina Allen sliding up into solo third. Hole 17, one of the scariest, thinnest tee shots on the course.
So thin.
You want to throw something a little bit fast to get to this hill. Finishing left is better than finishing to the right. It allows you to have your second shot.
This hole's just on Atkins, you know, it really got Madison over here. Anyway, it's incredibly difficult. If you can make it about halfway up the hill, you'll have a chance to attack for birdie. We've seen some of these ladies go absolutely huge like this. Haley just crushing a shot to the top of the hill with a crock. Is that right? That is not right.
That's not right.
Look more like maybe a Roadrunner, I believe.
That sounds right. Kristin filleting the gap and landing in a great spot to be able to attack for birdie. Ooh, Holyn sneaking down the left-hand side with a nice turn.
Yeah, what a pretty angle. I thought she was going towards those trees and it turned pretty quick and held it. She's pretty much at the top of the hill too. Own with that flippy yellow destroyer.
Taking the right gap.
Man. Everyone in really solid position. It's hard to do on this hole.
Yeah, this is the sixth most difficult hole of the day.
Do you think she's going right or left side of that tree?
I think she's going to go left side.
The right side's more open.
Uh-huh.
Oh, she does do it. But yeah, it's hard to progress straight enough. That was a really great shot. Just outside the circle, downhill putt, look for birdie. A star frame on this one would be wild.
That would be absolutely insane.
Anything can happen on hole 17.
Oh.
Huh. Misfire, but also...
Works great.
Great shot. Kristin.
There's no way she was trying to go for that.
No.
Okay.
No way. I mean, it was cool, but Holyn lining up a slower speed disc here.
You see a lot of standstills on the shot, even though it is needs some distance, and that's wow. That's because it's extremely uphill. I don't know if you can tell from the camera. It's very awkward to do a run up because of how uphill this is. Everyone making these standstill shots look effortless.
Yeah, Haley with a actual good shot.
The fact that they all went
and Holyn getting a little lucky.
Yeah, the fact that they all went backhand tee shot and then forehand standstill second shot is pretty cool. Everyone doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Kristin missing the birdie opportunity. Haley cashing. So casual.
16% of the field getting to circle one in regulation, and everyone on our lead card having a putt for birdie.
Well, we're going to bid farewell to Slim 17 till next year. 3 out of 4 birdies. It's got to be the best this hole has been played. Own only 1 stroke ahead of Katrina. Kat Merch in a tie for 4th with Haley. Finishing it off, hole 18 is a par 4 this year. It used to be a par 5. Same tee shot though. You're trying to get up the hill as far as you can on this right side. We've seen some of these women reach the grass, which again is mind-blowing. Then you're throwing down a fairway lined with OB that wraps around behind, though it's pretty fair behind it. It is a pretty risky shot generally to go for it on the second one unless you're getting monstrous distance off the tee. Haven't seen a whole lot of birdies on this one.
And if you try to go a big distance shot off the tee, it's really easy to find those 2 trees on the right side that we see Haley just flying past on a dead straight shot. That was so impressive. She might be a little bit too straight, though, to go for the second shot without having to do a kind of risky flex shot. We'll see where she landed.
Holyn turns hers over too much. Lands fine.
This is another landing zone that is very uphill. A lot of standstill shots is what feels comfortable, but you'll see people forcing the run up as well.
Kristin with a rive. Absolutely perfect, because why not?
Mm-hmm. Consistency is absolutely unreal.
I mean, she got that bogey.
That one. Own trying to rip some power on it, getting a flex line all the way up to those 2 trees you want to miss.
That's G-Star Destroyer. She's in a solid spot. Little close-up of the Throw Joe's socks.
Holyn having to do an awkward standstill, early releases, and gets a pretty gnarly backwards kick. It's going to be tough to save par from there, but it is doable.
I think we can start talking about what this means for Kristin, since she's obviously won it. It's a great shot from Own. It's her second wire-to-wire victory at a major. The first was in 2022 Worlds. 7th Elite Major or Silver Series wire-to-wire win.
Wow.
Meaning she's leading after every round outright. The last time an FPO player went wire-to-wire victory at a major and shot all the hot rounds was 2017 Paige Pierce at the 2017 Australian Open. So
wow.
Just some really impressive stuff. Thank you, Statmando. That's all really interesting.
And is she going to finish it out with a birdie too?
Why not? Just why not?
Jeez.
Hardcore wire-to-wire victory.
13% of competitors got to circle 1 in regulation.
Also,
Holland's third.
sorry, go ahead.
Holland's third from still not quite the top of the hill.
Oh, I think it's in.
Holyn and Haley,
Oh, it's
unfortunately,
out.
both finding out of bounds on their approach shots.
Owns third, about 130 feet maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to secure her solo second.
Holyn going to have to settle with a double bogey to finish the round.
We'll see
But
what-
a strong showing from her the rest of the day
Yeah.
and weekend.
Haley putting for par from around circle's edge. Man, her putting to finish was so
Wow.
strong.
What a great par save.
I believe that she's going to stay in that tie for 4th. Yeah, such a good putt.
The head shake. Kristin for birdie. And why not run it?
Yeah,
you
why
know?
not run it? She's going to be your 2023 Champions Cup champion.
Mm-hmm.
Let's brag about Madison Walker birdieing this hole, though. Honk.
Honk, felt good. Paige Pierce also getting it. Own.
Fantastic second place finish.
Yes, with so few bogeys as well.
Kristin Tattar's 3rd major victory.
Ever since I won Worlds, I had my goals set on another major win. And I mean, this year, it's such a beautiful place, and this is what I really wanted. I mean, it slipped out of my hands last year, so it feels good to play one of the greatest tournaments I've ever played in my life here. Yeah. I just want to tell everybody to follow their dreams. Doesn't matter what it is, amazing stuff will happen because it happened to me. Follow your heart and just be fearless and brave, and amazing things will happen. And if you love everybody around you, love will always come back to you, so just keep that in mind.
She's legitimately the people's champion.
I'm a sucker for a good sports montage. Wow.
Wow. Like, I mean, could you give a better win interview? We already love you because you're great at disc golf, but now we love you because you're
great
also
as a human being.
Yeah, you're also just great in general.
Wow. Cat round tying the hot round, which is only 3 down today, to make a tie for 3rd with Katrina Allen. Haley King also tied for 3rd. Wait,
No, just she dropped down into
tie for
place.
4th. Huh.
Yeah.
5th place.
Yep.
Holyn Handley in 6th place. Math.
Honk. Yeah, 3 down was all you needed today to shoot the hot round. It's crazy how the scores differentiate, but in a 4-round tournament, we aren't quite as used to that. We play a lot of 3-round events, and you can see people just getting worn down. It really is a testament to your mental willpower. doing 4 rounds, especially at WR Jackson. We hope you guys enjoyed the wooded golf like we enjoyed. Thanks for hanging out with us for all 4 rounds of the major, and congratulations again to Kristin Tattar at one of the greatest disc golf performances we've ever seen. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hotkeys.
Honk.